The WWE had some huge debuts and returns in 2025. So as the year wraps up, let's go through each and every one of them and rank them from worst to best. Hey, since you're here, might as well subscribe, right? All right, in this video, we're going to go through each and every one of the debuts that WWE had on their main roster this year, as well as some returns from superstars that may have left the company to go to another company, superstars that may have retired and returned. So this doesn't include people like Brock Lesnar per se, since he comes and goes all the time. But superstars that left and maybe signed with AEW and then returned, or maybe some superstars that left and we never thought were coming back. And guess what? They came back. So let's get into it. All right, first one on the list, we're going to start cheating a little bit because these are two guys that I'm including them together on this list because they're both in the same faction, and that is JC Mateo and Tala Tonga. I thought that there was some hype around both of these guys at one point. I heard murmurs on the internet about JC Mateo coming to the WWE and how exciting it was. And honestly, these guys just haven't delivered since they've gotten here, right? These guys joined the MFTs. JC Mateo, I think I expected, another Jacob Fatu, and we just didn't get it. Talatonga, he's the newest guy on the roster. Maybe we'll see more from him, but what I've seen from him so far, honestly, doesn't impress me much. Shout out to Shania. But I don't know. Like I said, right? Maybe we need these guys to get their foot in a little bit better, to get their feet in a little bit better. But so far, I'm not impressed by them. This whole faction as a whole just doesn't do it for me, right? The MFTs just don't do it for me, and a big part of it is both of these guys. Listen, I'm sure they're great, and maybe if they got a singles run on their own, or maybe a tag team run on their own, away from Solo Sikoa's bloodline, away from the MFTs, maybe they'd be able to do something a little bit different, a little bit better. But so far, not impressed. So I'm ranking them at number 10. And number 9 is someone that did have huge hype, someone that actually came up from NXT. I think they actually made their debut in NXT this year, which is why I'm not including call-ups, but this person makes the list. It's Giulia, right? She was NXT champion. Was she NXT champion or North American champion? I don't know. She was some sort of champion in NXT. And by all means, listen, again, I don't watch NXT all the time. I've seen things here and there, but a lot of hype on the internet as she was signing with the WWE. There was kind of a bidding war between AEW and WWE for her. But since she's made it on the main roster, she won the US Championship, and WWE just kind of forgot about her. They've partnered her up with Kiana James. I guess she needs a mouthpiece. Fine, whatever. I don't think she does, but the WWE seems to think that she does. So they partnered her up with Kiana James. And she's kind of just been lackluster on the main roster, right? She's feuded with Chelsea Green for the US title. Her defenses were few and far between when she held the US title. I don't know. I think she's better than what WWE is feeding her on SmackDown. Maybe she needs to go over to Raw and go after the Intercontinental Championship. Honestly, put her up against Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship. From what I've seen, from what I've heard, she's much better than what we're seeing on SmackDown, and that's just a shame. And that's why she comes in at number 9 on this list, because to no fault of her own, WWE just kind of doesn't know what to do with her yet. So hopefully that changes in 2026. At number 8, and I really wish this guy was higher on my list, but I think I'm just tired of his feud with Damian Priest, and that's Aleister Black. They've had, 3-4 matches already at this point. This feud just doesn't do it for me, and I think we're all just tired of it. Other than that, this guy has everything needed to be successful on the WWE main roster, right? This guy has awesome entrance. This guy has an awesome just look to him. His moves are amazing. He's great in ring. His presentation is awesome. He's great on the mic. But WWE just needs to feed him better feuds. They had that mixed tag match at this last week's Friday Night SmackDown where they brought in Rhea Ripley. And I think that was to put some excitement into this feud, and it just didn't do it. It just doesn't do it for me, right? I like that they've partnered him up with his real life wife, Zelina Vega. So I feel like they can do more with that, right? But like, let's have him go after some sort of title. I don't know. It's hard to know exactly what this guy needs, but it's not another feud with another match in this feud with Damian Priest. It's definitely not that. So he's going in at number 8. At number 7, and I only think that this guy is so low on the list. I mean, he's low on the list because WWE isn't treating him right, but I think that part of that is that WWE just had such different expectations from him, considering that his brother was so damn good. And that's Rey Fenix, right? So when Penta debuted, this guy just hit something with the fans. The fans immediately fell in love with him. And Rey Fenix came in, and we were expecting something similar from him, right? And the guy's good. The guy's really great in ring. The guy is really charismatic, just not as charismatic as his brother. And I think the problem, honestly, is WWE SmackDown. As I'm looking at this list, all of the people at the bottom are on WWE SmackDown. So maybe the problem is actually just Friday Night SmackDown. But I don't know. Rey Fenix, I think WWE still just sees him as a tag team guy. And considering his brother's doing so good on the singles run, right, I think Penta at some point is going to win uh, a solos title, right? An individual title. I don't see it for Rey Fenix right now. I think WWE just needs to feed him better stories. Man. Yeah, as I'm talking through this, all of the guys in the bottom are on SmackDown. All of the people in the bottom are on SmackDown. So it seems like the problem is honestly just SmackDown. So I don't know. Rey Fenix at number 7. Let's do better about Rey Fenix. This guy is amazing. He has so much potential. He has so much to. WWE can really use this guy and can really do something great with him here, but the writing needs to get better for him. So number 7, Rey Fenix. Wow, I am literally just realizing that all of the people in the bottom 5, or the bottom 4, I guess it was so far, are all SmackDown people. So the problem is honestly Friday Night SmackDown. It's not any of these people. Anyway, though, moving on, number 6, and this guy's only solo on the list because everyone that comes after him has had an amazing year, an amazing first year back in the WWE. So Rusev at number 6, right? Rusev came in hot. He started feuding with Sheamus. He was feuding with Dominic Mysterio and Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. And then that Last Time Is Now tournament happened. He lost his match. I forget who he lost to, if I'm being perfectly honest. But he got eliminated from that tournament. And since then, where's Rusev? What's Rusev going after? Rusev has no direction, no storyline, and maybe it's because Penta got injured. I feel like maybe there was a Rusev Penta thing that was meant to happen at some point. Penta gets injured, and now Rusev is just kind of waiting for something else to happen. But like I said, he's only solo on the list because everyone that's coming up is much better on the list. I think Rusev has something different from all of the other heels in WWE, right? He runs solo, and he's just a big, tough dude. He doesn't do any shenanigans. Definitely a heel. So I don't know. I think give this guy an Intercontinental Championship. Honestly, give him a U.S. Championship, and let's see where he goes from there. But Penta, or I'm sorry, not Penta, Rusev at number 6. All right, at number 5, it's someone with a legacy behind him, right? Someone with a long and tenured career who's been all over the world, wrestled everywhere, won all kinds of championships, and he finally made it to the WWE. I remember my grandfather telling me stories about El Grande Americano, and he finally made his debut this year in the WWE. Now, when he started, he looked a little bit different, right? And I don't know, guy thinned up. The guy, he slimmed down. The guy looks a little taller because he slimmed down. And honestly, since making that shift, his career has been on the up and up in WWE. This guy's killing it in AAA. He's a fan favorite when it comes to the Mexican fan base that exists in Mexico throughout AAA. He's partnering with Dominic Mysterio on AAA. He's feuding with El Hijo del Vikingo, right? Here on the main roster, he started strong, and he's focusing on his Mexican crowd, his Mexican fan base, which I completely understand, right? The guy needs to go back to his roots. He needs to show the people where he comes from that he hasn't forgotten about them just because he's part of the WWE main roster now. So I don't blame him for that. But that is why he's only at number 5, because I feel like he started off strong in WWE on Raw, and you know what? He's focusing on AAA, and I get that. But let's have him focus a little bit more on the main roster here in WWE on Monday Night Raw, and let's put a championship on him more than just the Speed Champion. He was a Speed Champion for a long time. I don't know if he still is. I don't. Who cares about that championship? But anyway, El Grande Americano in at number 5. At number 4 is one that I honestly, it's the only one on this list that I'm like, was that debut this year? Or was it last year? And their debut was, honestly, if this was the list of debuts only, number 1 on the list. And this is a faction. I'm sorry, again, I'm cheating a little bit. And that's the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six debut, where they took out Chad Gable and left him bloodied. I hated the fact that Chad Gable just came back the following week like nothing happened. He just had a little bandit on his forehead. I feel like he should have been taken out for a few weeks after this. But that debut that the Wyatt Six had, where they took out everyone in Gorilla, they took out everyone in the back, they left Chad Gable a bloody mess. The presentation of this group with their debut, the teases that happened before their debut, right? And this is a lot of repackaged wrestlers, and I recognize that, right? So I don't know if I'd call this a full debut. Uncle Howdy definitely making his debut as Bo Dallas, or Bo Dallas making his debut as Uncle Howdy. So maybe that's a way I can cheat and say that this is a full-on debut for them. But I think this faction, you guys know I love the Wyatt Six. You guys know that this channel is a Wyatt Six channel. So please, all right? These guys will always be high on my list. I do think that they've taken a dip since then. They've taken a dip since, surprise, surprise, since going to Friday Night SmackDown. They had that feud at one point with Karrion Kross and The Miz, and for some reason they killed that feud and just moved the Wyatt Six to SmackDown, which killed momentum for everyone involved, right? This kind of put Karrion Kross in a weird position where he had no storyline. They had to build new storylines for him. Eventually he gets released, right? The Wyatts go to SmackDown. They're off TV for a while. But, you know, I still feel like every time they make an appearance on TV, there's something special that they bring with them, right? Whether it's feuding with the MFTs, whether it's down in AAA feuding with Psycho Circus, right? There's something about this faction that anytime they show up on TV, you just know something special is coming. There's something special about that. I know I've said that like 10 times in the sentence, but there's just something special about these guys, and I don't know if it's the Wyatt aura. I think their feud with Solo Sikoa, not the MFTs, but their feud with Solo Sikoa is going to cook, just because they elevate people around them, right? They make feuds feel real. Like, I listen, I love these guys. You guys know I love these guys, but again, ever since going to SmackDown, that quality's kind of dipped a little bit, which is why they're so low on the list, right? I mean, they're not low on the list, but they could be higher if they would have stayed on Monday Night Raw and kept up with some of those stories. I feel like they could have, should have, would have been higher. So Wyatt Six on my list at number 4. And number 3, we have one of those returns that we talked about, right? So this isn't someone that left to AEW or another promotion and came back. This is someone who left and we thought that they were done with wrestling, but she came back, and that person is AJ Lee, coming back for that mixed tag match with her husband CM Punk against Seth Rollins and his wife Becky Lynch. I think was an amazing build, right? I think it was something that we were all looking forward to, as that feud kind of progressed as Becky got more and more involved. We were like, wait, is AJ Lee going to come back? And she absolutely did. And it was absolutely amazing. And what they've done with her since she's come back has not been a lot, which is why she's number 3. But I think like the hype around her and the hype around her debut or her return, and where they're definitely going with her story, is what puts her so high up on the list for me. Also, someone that we just never thought would be back in the WWE. So I love that she came back. I love what she's doing. I love what they're doing with her. Having her feud with Becky Lynch as her first major feud has been absolutely amazing. This whole spiraling Becky Lynch. She caused Becky Lynch the Intercontinental Championship. She didn't win it. She caused Becky Lynch the championship, which was great. The feud, again, with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Couple versus couple thing was amazing. She is someone that was super ahead of her time when she did wrestle with WWE. What, 10 years ago was it? I don't know how long ago it was, but when she did wrestle with the WWE, she was super ahead of her time. And I feel like she is at the level of every woman on the main roster. So she hasn't lost a step. It just proves how far ahead she was of everyone else back when she was a WWE superstar before retiring and calling it a career. So I'm glad she's back. This is why she's number 3 on my list. She's only number 3 because she hasn't had a lot of time on the main roster, and she hasn't had many matches or many feuds. She's still on her first feud against Becky Lynch, but I don't care. I've absolutely loved it so far, and I feel like 2026 they're gonna push her to win some sort of championship, right? There's probably going to be a WrestleMania match between her and Becky Lynch for sure, and I'm looking forward to it. At number 2, we have the current women's world champion on Monday Night Raw, and that is La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. Man, this woman has aura. Everything about her is amazing. She is great in ring. Her presentation is awesome. Her English has gotten so much better, and you guys are not giving her enough credit for this. Her English has gotten so much better, and her promos are good. And I love that she mixes in some Spanish with her English promos because they make it feel real, man. And I think that if WWE play their cards right, they can have this woman carry the company for a long, long time because she is that damn good. I want to see feuds between her and Charlotte Flair. I want to see feuds between her and Liv Morgan, which we're definitely going to get soon. I want to see feuds between her and Alexa Bliss. I want to see her feud with AJ Lee. I want to see her feud with everyone, right? Because she is that damn good, right? Her finishing move that she does, that little the corkscrew swanton thing she does is absolutely amazing, right? The Devil's Kiss is so much fun. I love everything about the way that Stephanie Vaquer is packaged, her move set, her entrance. It's great. So Stephanie Vaquer is my number 2 debut of 2025. All right, at number 1, and I've kind of hinted at it, and you probably know who it is. You know what? Number 1 is Penta. Penta, Cero Miedo. This guy came in and he just connected with the fans in a completely different way than I had seen before, right? Like just immediately had this connection because you can feel his passion. They gave him the mic, and although his Spanish isn't perfect, his Spanish was great enough for us to understand. I understand Spanish, so not for me, but it was great enough for you guys to get what this guy was all about, right? You can feel the passion anytime he grabs the mic. You can feel the passion when he's in the ring. His entrance is amazing. His entrance music is amazing. His whole getup is awesome, right? You can't not fall in love with Penta El Cero Miedo because he is one of the freshest things in WWE in a long time. And this guy's not young, right? So to get a shot this late in his career and to take full advantage of it, to just he finally got a shot, so he took it and he ran with it, and he's done an amazing job in the WWE. It's a shame that he got hurt against Solo Sikoa in that Last Time Is Now tournament because this guy was heading towards something great. He was heading towards some sort of championship. He was in the middle of a feud with Dominic Mysterio, sort of, kind of still. He was about to reunite with his brother, Rey Fenix, and AAA, and that was going to be amazing. I don't want WWE to push him to a tag team, right? And I get it because Rey Fenix does need his brother Penta, but Penta doesn't need Rey Fenix, unfortunately. So if WWE do decide to, you know, bring back the Lucha Brothers and have them be a tag team again, I'm okay with it. But let's push Penta as a single star. Let's give him some sort of championship, right? The Mexican Destroyer is amazing. This, you can get a whole fan base just on this. This dude is so different than anything else in the WWE. So different than anything else in wrestling, honestly. I know that the chants of Tony fumbled are used a lot now in WWE, but man, Tony fumbled. Tony fumbled with Penta. So Number one on my list is the best debut in 2025. The guy outlasted most wrestlers in the Royal Rumble, right? This was his first ever Royal Rumble. I think he entered in at like number 2 and got eliminated like, what was it, like top 5, like final 5 people, I think, to be eliminated. No, granted, he definitely, both feet definitely touched the ground at one point, and we just kind of ignored it, and that's fine. I don't care. But Penta, El Cero Miedo, let's push this guy to the moon. Let's give him a world championship. You know, I don't care. Let's give him a world championship. This guy deserves it, and that's why Penta is my number 1 on my list for WWE debuts in 2025. Cero Miedo. Who hasn't done that little walk at home just because, right? Ah, amazing. So there you have it. That's me ranking every debut in the WWE main roster in 2025. This is just my list. This is a list of preferences for me. So let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know how wrong I am. Let me know if I forgot anyone. I'm sure I did. Let me know if the Wyatt Six did debut in 2025. Something tells me they debuted in 2024, and I don't know. Maybe I just forgot. But anyway, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like. Make sure to hit me up in the comments. Let me know your list. Let me know where I went wrong. I'm pretty sure I forgot some people. We're talking main roster only, so this doesn't include people like Ricky Saints, but let me know who you think should have been higher on this list. I'm pretty sure I forgot some people, so if I did, I truly do apologize to those people, but they're just people that were top of mind. So anyway, though, again, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like, make sure to follow, make sure to subscribe. Come hang out with me. We post a lot on this channel. Hit up one of these videos because you'll enjoy them. Anyway, though, until next time, have a nice day.